Hi, it's me again. Today we're looking at 5211 Azul Edition by Tsuyoshi Hashaguchi. Now, the Azul Edition just means the artwork on the back of the cards here, because it uses artwork from this other game called Azul, which I talk about in this series, but it's one of the top-selling games. Maybe it'll get its own video in another series sometime, but that's the only way it's tied to this game. The gameplay is nothing like it. This just matches tiles that are in the Azul game. So, why is it called 5211? You didn't ask that, but I'm going to ask you that anyway. You see, you're dealt 5 cards, and each round you're going to play 2 cards, then 1 card, then 1 card. And what you're trying to do is score points by playing colors from the majority that's played on the table. Each color has a rooster symbol through 6. Rooster is equal to a 1. So, how's this going to work? Well, here's where it gets interesting. If you look over here on this chart, depending on the number of players, first what we looked at is roosters on the table. If you have 4 players, if exactly 6 roosters are on the table, only roosters will get scored, which means all other cards will be thrown away, and you'll only keep your rooster cards, and those are only worth 1 point each. This is helpful if you see someone's going to get a bunch of points, and maybe you want to make sure they don't get them. Otherwise, it'll go to majority of color. However, if you hit this limit or above of that color, then that will get eliminated, and it will go to the next biggest number. If there is no majorities and there is no rooster set, then nothing gets scored. So let's show how a round goes. I'm going to flip over everyone's cards just because it makes life a lot easier for me. Dang it. Let me go do that. Yes, I'm showing your cards. Stop whining. And here we go. Alright, so I have a 2 and a 6 yellow. So I would probably play that out in front of me. Whoop! I would probably play that out in front of me. And how this works is each person selects 2 cards and they all play them at once. That way you can't have people, intentionally just like reacting to what you're doing. And then they would play those 2 blues. Let's say this person also went 2 yellow. So we're at 4 yellow right now. And then this person plays 2 dark blues. Now, you always make sure after cards are played that your hand goes back up to 5 cards. So I would take 2, and then 2 for you, and then 2 for you, and then 2 for you. Now we get to the second 1 in the name, and you're just going to play 1 card. So I'm looking around here. Right now, yellow has the majority, and that's what I want right now, because I'm saving these greens for later. I only have 1 light blue, so I'd probably, well, see, that was my thought. I'd throw a light blue out there. But if I do that, then that's going to make there be 3 light blues, which is real close to my 4. So I'd probably, honestly, with only 1 rooster on the table, I'd probably just throw that out. And then, of course, they would throw this out to give themselves 3 light blues on the table. And then this person would probably throw this yellow out. And then... ugh, what a gross hand. They would probably throw this orange out, just throw it away. And then everybody gets 1 card. And then we all pick again. Let's see. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 roosters out. And the odds of there being 2 more could happen, so I probably wouldn't throw a rooster out right now, because that would mess me up. But there's also 2 dark blues. I wouldn't want to play a dark blue. So remember how I said I wanted to hold on to these green? Now I'd probably throw a green out. So I'd throw a green. And then let's see, this person sees that, well, I'm not going to score these light blues probably, so I'm going to throw a yellow out so I can get some points. This person would throw an orange out. And then this person over here has an interesting hand, because I don't think they can get anything really. Maybe they probably picked a light blue, hoping to make light blue tie yellow, and that way it would get nothing. So let's look. First we count how many roosters are on the table. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, which was 2 away from messing up the entire hand. If there had been 2 more roosters on the table, then only the people who played rooster cards would keep those rooster cards, and they'd be worth a point at the end of the game. But let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 light blues, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows. So that means only yellow scores. So everyone takes the yellow cards, they put them face down in their score pile. You know, someday I'll get a camera to where I don't have to use one hand, and they do that. The rest of the cards, not their hands, but the rest of the cards are picked up and thrown into a discard pile. Everybody draws back up to 5 cards, and these are usually like, you know, in your hand. Everyone draws back up to 5 cards, and you play until the discard pile is gone. Then you play the last 5 cards, well, the last 4 cards, throwing away the 5th card that doesn't get played, and you add up your points at the end of the game. Now, as you can see here, the limits for like color majority and for the number of rooster cards changes depending on whether there's 2 to 5 players. That's how many people can play the game. And that's S321 actual spectacular eels.